Well, good Saturday morning to everyone. Beautiful blue skies, a little bit of a breeze. This is going to be a great day. We're starting off today here on Independence Avenue in Washington, D.C. We're going to take a look at some of the buildings here just along this stretch, and then we're going to finish at the United States Botanical Garden. Hi, Holocron. Great to see you. So we're starting off here at the Madison building of the Library of Congress. So obviously we've seen the main Library of Congress building, which is right here. But obviously for the world's second largest library, one building is not enough, and there are actually several buildings that house the collection of the Library of Congress. So this one, I've brought my notes. This one was designed by the architectural firm of DeWitt, Poor and Shelton, and it was built in 1976. So it's got a neoclassical feel to it, not with the traditional columns, but certainly fits in here with all the buildings of marble and white granite. We're walking, I almost said south. We're walking west on Independence Avenue. So our National Mall is flanked on the north and south side by two small driveways, Madison and Jefferson. But the main streets going east and west across the National Mall are Independence Avenue to the south, where we are now, and Constitution Avenue to the north. It has an equilibrium feel to it, the dystopian future vision with Christian Bale. No, I don't know that one. I'll put that on the list. I'll put that one on the list to check out. It is such a gorgeous day. It's a little bit chilly. For me, a sweatshirt. I don't know, our flags are at half all the time. And sometimes, I know last week or 2 weeks ago, it was because of the Pope. But we're beyond that right now. I'm pretty sure we're beyond the half staff for the Pope. So we'll have to look that up. I should learn to look that up before I come out on these walks. Hi, Blakey Plays. Lovely to meet you. So we're walking west on Independence Avenue, and beginning on this side of the street, we're gonna hit all of the United States House of Representatives office buildings. And here's another peek just of the side of the Library of Congress. We're not gonna go there today. We've been there before. We'll go back another time on a Thursday evening, and we'll live stream from one of the events. Thursday evenings, they have wonderful events, free events at the Library of Congress. Often it's presentations with authors, music, lots of construction going on this morning. Always construction going on here. You'll also notice we'll peek in at some of the road closures. This is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. And our National Memorial Day concert is on Sunday, right here at the Capitol. And so some streets are closed. It won't hamper our adventures today, though. Blakey, you went there last month and have a magnet. Awesome. I used to collect magnets for one of my kids and keychains for the other kid, and neither of them even cares. So I still have them. Yes, Memorial Day. Hi, Ricky. Memorial Day in the United States is for our fallen servicemen and women. And then we have Veterans Day in November for all veterans. And I think that's a little different than in Europe, where in November it is for those who've fallen. Now this one, I'm going to go back to my notes again, so please pardon the sound of the notes. This is the Cannon House office building. So the members of our Congress on the House of Representatives side, there are many office buildings here, but some of them have their offices here. This one was built in 1907 by the architects Carrere and Hastings. So as we check out these buildings going down this street, we're going to find architecture from several different decades. They all weren't built at the same time. So this one from 1907. And we'll cross over here. This is this is First Street that we're crossing. And we'll turn around and get a good look at the Library of Commerce when we cross the street. Why did it ask me again? Oh, I don't know, Blakey Place. I have no idea. Oh, the flags are at half staff for Memorial Day. Thank you so much, Ricky. I appreciate that. I should have thought about that. Because we do celebrate all weekend, really. So excuse the sun just for a second. But that's the Library of Congress, the main building just behind. And then from here, the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. And, no street sign there. We're at First Street and Independence Avenue. So this is the Cannon building. Yeah, it's really quiet here for a set. Well, it is early. It's awesome here. The sun is up at 6 o'clock now. Our days are long, which is nice. So technically the answer to my question would have been many, 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 hundreds of thousands. Yes, many. Excellent question. I apologize for the audio if it's a little breezy right now, and it's really hot. Where you are, Blakey, where are you? Because here it's a little chilly. It's about 50, it's not 60 degrees yet, so I have a sweatshirt on today. Hello, Tarun. Glad you could join us. We're taking a little walk down Independence Avenue in Washington, D.C. toward the United States Botanical Garden. Oh, from Alaska. Wonderful. Thank you for joining, Merkin, and Blakey from Texas. Oh, yeah, Blakey, I hope you're okay. I mean, there's the storms. Hope you haven't been affected by any of the tornadoes. The weather this spring seems to be quite violent this time of year. Namaste, Tarun. Very nice to meet you. Oh, you don't get tornadoes. You know what? Where I live, we don't get them either until last week. So I live in Baltimore, and a tornado cut right through the city. The city, like the downtown. Boston, hi, Candy. So if Jay joins us, Mr. Nerd Takes is Boston. Well, let's get another view of the Cannon building from this side. At this time, I'm trying not to shoot into the sun. Obviously, the sun just came up. So it's at a sharp angle. Good morning, Randy. Oklahoma's here. Yay, Oklahoma. Wonderful to see you. So glad everyone could join for my little morning walk here. I do historical and architectural tours, or sometimes I just ramble, both physically and verbally. And then here you can see the main entrance to the Cannon building. This one built in 1907. Now we come up here to the Longworth building, and you'll see that the street here is New Jersey Avenue. And I had mentioned, for those of you who haven't been to Washington, D.C., it's a really great city. It's easy to navigate. Most of the streets that run east and west are letters. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. There is no J. There's a whole story as to why there's no J Street. And then the streets that run north to south are numbers. First, second, third, and so on. But there are also traffic circles in the kind of wheel and spoke plan that is typical of like Paris, France. And so the diagonal streets that connect some of those main connecting points, as well as the seat of government here, which is the Capitol building, the White House, etc., those are names for states. So Pennsylvania Avenue, and here we're on New Jersey Avenue. There's also Maryland, Massachusetts, Indiana, Louisiana, Wyoming, Alaska. I don't know how many, I don't know which states are missing. I should check that out and see. Have you ever fallen during one of these tours? Well, Blakey, so I have a thing where I say, if you see my camera flying, it's because I fell down. About 2 months ago, I think in April, no, early March, I had not yet started my stream, and I tripped on a root, like a big tree root, and I broke 2 ribs. But then I did my stream after that, and I didn't realize I had broken the ribs until I went to reach for my car door, and just the act of reaching for the door handle let me know that I was really hurt. So I haven't fallen on stream yet, but I have tripped and stumbled. If you go back and see my other live streams, you'll see those. Can I show you the White House? Tarun, if you go back a few streams, there's one, and you'll see it. If you go to my live section on my channel, you'll see 1 or 2 that actually have the thumbnail of the White House. One of them has 2,200 views on it. So that was live at night, and then I have another one during the day. So check it out. And then I have several around the Capitol here. And yeah, you can go right up to the White House and check it out. All right, so we're gonna stop staring at the Longworth building, but I'm gonna tell you that the Longworth building was built in 1933, designed by the Allied Architects of Washington. This is the Longworth House office building. And you saw the other ones were kind of like wide along Independence Avenue. This one is short on Independence Avenue, but it goes to the south here on New Jersey Avenue. I know, there's so many trees. And so here's what's amazing. Washington, D.C. has a lot of green space, which we absolutely love, right? And there's the U.S. Capitol right there. Well, Blakey, I'm so glad you could join us for a little bit. But check out my channel if you so choose to do. But yeah, so all the trees, we do preserve our green space here, and that's great. We have lots of green space in all of the major cities on the East Coast. Even from the earliest days, there were plans for public parks, right? Cool space, because the cities were really hot. Especially in the summer, they were quite unbearable. So having that green space helped to cool down heat from the brick and later the concrete in the cities. Here in Washington, D.C., it does something else. Our buildings are not very tall compared to other major cities. In fact, our buildings can't be taller than the post office tower a few blocks from here. Not the Washington Monument, that would be too tall. But buildings cannot be taller than the post office tower. So that low building height combined with all of the green space means that this city is quiet. This is not a loud city, even when there's tons of traffic. It's a quiet, peaceful place, even at rush hour. So, bye-bye, Blakey. Al, I know, right? When we when we look at today versus, back then, and of course, this city grew over hundreds of years, right? Starting in 1790 until today. So there's a really great mix of architecture, which I will talk about all the time. So we just walked past 3 buildings, one of them built in 1976. The next one here built in 1907, and this one here in 1933. So you have a really great mix of architectural styles, along with that green space we just talked about. Benjamin, what's the biggest bug you've ever stepped on? I don't know. I probably don't want to remember the biggest bug I've ever stepped on. Some beetles here on the East Coast are pretty big and nasty. Try never to harm a ladybug because they kill all the baddies. Ladybugs kill all the bad bugs that hurt your flowers. So never hurt a ladybug. But that's a really good picture here. The marble columns, the brass doors. Nice. And the flag at half-mast because, yes, this is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. Hello, Daisy. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining. And now we're going downhill. So Capitol Hill is a hill. So climbing up here today, I actually ran up here. I should not have done that. That would have been a fall. But now we're walking down Capitol Hill. And there's a peak right there. And yeah, you can walk right up the steps. I've done streams and people have said, you're going to get arrested. No, I'm an American and this is my house. Our Congress is our house. And most of our buildings are easily accessible. I can video. People say, you can't video. Yes, I can. Unless there's a sign, which I will always respect. We can video all of these buildings, and we're actually encouraged to do so. And I've even chatted with Secret Service agents and Metro Police officers to thank them and, had them on my videos. So it's a good thing. Ladybugs eat their children. Oh, well. Hi, Lightfee. Hello, Albert. Yeah, he may. And that's okay. We invite everyone here. Johnny boy, oh my gosh, Dublin, Ireland. Our flags are at half-mast because this is our Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. So Monday is a federal holiday where we honor those who have given us the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Now, in prior years, I do a Memorial Day walk from just west of the Capitol at the Peace Memorial down the mall to the World War I Memorial, around the White House, back down to the World War II Memorial, the Vietnam Memorial, and the Korean War Memorial. And I traditionally do that every Memorial Day weekend. I'm not doing it today because on a prior stream I did part of that hike, so I didn't want to repeat that. But I will be doing that. Kind of my little way of honoring. This is, and we're going to kind of go down here to the main building. This, I'm not entirely sure. I think this is the largest of the congressional office buildings. Ben, hi Ben, how you doing? This is I think, I could be wrong, but I'm looking on the map here. And when you look on the map, I mean, it's pretty clear which one is the biggest one on the map. This is the Rayburn House Office Building. This one was designed by architects. Let me get to the main. I'll get to the main entrance / facade because it really is beautiful. And this one has some great sculpture work in the front of it. And you notice there are a lot of barriers up. That's because there is a wonderful concert right here on the grounds of the United States Capitol. Tomorrow night, it's our annual National Memorial Day concert. It's broadcast on all of our public television stations here in the U.S. And it's really, really a great event. So there will be some barriers and street closures due to that event. So I'm gonna come here and then I'm gonna stop bouncing. I know, I'm sorry, I bounce when I walk. I'm doing great, Ben. I'm always good on a beautiful sunny day. I hope you're doing well also. It is. Washington, D.C. has had its rougher days, but it is absolutely wonderful right now. You know, it always depends on who's in power. Sometimes this city is looking really cruddy. But right now, the current administration is keeping it absolutely beautiful. So now I'm going to talk about the Rayburn House Office Building. This one was designed by architects Harbison, Huff, Livingston, and Larson. That one rolls right off the tongue. And this was built in 1965. So you can see how we went from the 70s, which was kind of bringing a neoclassical kind of modern look, then to the 1907 building, which was absolutely classical, 1933, and now we're back to 1965. And so you can see the combination of elements here. The American eagle in the arch above the door, and these beautiful sculptures. Now I'm gonna guess, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna guess that this one is probably representing knowledge and peace. Perhaps there's a lamp. And that over there, the guy with the sword, justice, I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'll have to look those up and I'll probably be corrected, but that's a good thing. You want our president in Ireland. Nope, we got him here. Every building looks so much better than the Madison building. Oh, well, thank you. You know, I didn't plan it that way. I certainly didn't plan it that way. But it looks like we're, you know, you're right. It looks like we're heading toward better and better architecture. And lots of trees right now obscuring the United States Capitol. But we'll peek over here and get another peek. And you can see all the barriers. And we'll also be able to see the stage for the big Memorial Day concert. So peeking through the trees. Let's see if we can get over there. Oh, there we go. There's a nice view. Whoops. Okay. Whoever asked me if I've fallen, I almost fell on that one. These barriers have feet that stick out that one must be careful of. But that's a really good view of U.S. Capitol. And again, I have those on other streams, so please check out my other streams for the U.S. Capitol and the White House. And I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my notes. Sorry if you hear my papers. Today I did my research because I did want to talk about the architecture today. I also love the grates. You can only see one of the closed grates on the doorways. So on the far right, that beautiful design that's actually also matched in the fencing work on that balcony on the second story. Oh, and I must say, so I've been asked this question a bunch of times, and I probably constantly forget to share and correct myself. So for those of you in Europe, I know that your ground floor you call like the 0 floor or the ground floor, and then the next floor up you call the first floor. We do differently. So our ground floor is our first floor, and then the next one up is our second floor. So I know there was a prior video and I was actually inside a building and I kept saying second floor and everybody was correcting me because that would have been your third floor. So yeah, I'll try to say ground floor for ground floor, and I'll try to be careful when I talk about that. So you can see in the distance here as we're continuing to go down Capitol Hill, and it is a nice walk down because my run up here was a run up the hill. That's the Hubert Humphrey building. That is the head of our the headquarters for our Department of Health and Human Services. And now you're going to see brutalist architecture. So again, one of the reasons why I absolutely love Washington, D.C. is the mix, right? We get such a mix of architectural styles here. And there are actually people who collect bollards, not collect them, but take pictures of the different bollards. So depending on where you are in Washington, the bollards are a little different. And this one you can see has our national symbol, which is the American eagle clutching 13 arrows and 13, an olive branch with 13 leaves and berries on it. So these are the bollards all around the property that is considered the United States Capitol grounds, which all of this on both sides is considered United States Capitol grounds. But in different parts of the city, you'll see different styles of bollards. You'll also see different styles of sewer grates. And we won't see any of those today. There are some just to the right of me, but we're not going that way today because we're heading over here to the Botanical Garden. Hi, well, Diddy, hello. I'm surprised you can participate. I would imagine that you'd be restrained at this point in time. The eagle is the bird that flies as high as the sun stands in the sky. Ultimately, it's a representation of the sun, and when representing the sun or its empire, it was also called Phoenix. Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Holocron. When we were in Philadelphia, and we did our live stream in Philadelphia, one of the symbols referred to during the signing of the Declaration of Independence is the chair that Ben Franklin was sitting in. It had a carving of a sun. And he asked the question, does this represent a sun setting or a sun rising on this new nation? And of course we say it's the sun rising at that time on our new nation. So now we'll see the sign here for the United States Botanical Garden, and this is the street that is closed for the concert. The amphitheater, the stage that's been assembled for the concert is just down this street. This street is normally open, but it's closed for the concert. This is the conservatory of the U.S. Botanic Garden. We're not going to go in the conservatory today. It doesn't open until 10 o'clock, but we're going to go across the street to the public garden and check out that fountain. So as soon as it is safe so to do, we shall cross. Oh, and I hear music, so I'm gonna just talk really fast and kind of ramble until this car goes by, because some of my streams have been claimed because of the incidental music that I happen to drive by or walk by. So actually just gonna go mute for a second. I know they can't help it, but how rude to have live music. All right, if I cross this street against the light, these police officers, they won't bother me. I never recommend crossing the street against the light, but at this time of morning, it's just 8 o'clock here. There's not much traffic. All right, so we're headed over to the Fountain Garden. And from here, you can also see the Museum of the Native American, and then just peeking over the top of the Washington Monument. And we've seen the Washington Monument a million times. We're not going there today. All right, so it's garden time. We're gonna check out some of the beautiful flowers that are now blooming here. And there's cactus. Always amazed to see, oh, look at this one. A blooming prickly pear, purple prickly pear. That is lovely. And this is an agave. That's where tequila comes from, agave. Beautiful. So if you visit Washington, D.C., I've talked about all the museums, the Smithsonian museums that are all free, but also all these gardens. And there's a mouse, a little mouse. Yeah, stay in this garden, mouse. Don't go near my house. But all these public spaces are free. And so when you plan to visit, especially for families, make sure you plan a lot of walking time to check out all the great open spaces, not just in the summer. I mean, obviously in the spring, we've got all the blooms right now. But in the winter, there's so much to see outdoors. There are sculpture gardens everywhere. Even around like federal office buildings, you'd be surprised how many beautiful gardens there are. All right, so this is, we're at the corner of Independence and First Street. There's the conservatory, which is certainly worth a visit. We're just not gonna get there today. This is the Bartholdi Fountain and Gardens. So we'll make the grand entrance here and appreciate the beautiful fountain. Free right now, Ralph, free all the time. Free, free, free. You could spend weeks in Washington, D.C. and not take advantage of all of the free stuff. Also, my other recommendation if you're visiting Washington, D.C. is to make sure that you go see all the monuments and memorials during the day so you can appreciate them, but then come back at night. These buildings and sculptures and monuments and memorials look so different at night, and they're quite beautiful, especially the war memorials. I did a video of the World War I memorial. I did a full video on my in my videos section on the complete memorial during the day, but I also did a short at night, and the sculpture illuminated at night just looks beautiful. So check out all that space at night. We're gonna walk around and take a look at all of these beautiful flowers. And this is also another great shady, quiet spot in the middle of the city. So for those who work here, this is a nice retreat during the workday. I also appreciate gardens that have the little tags on the flowers. Tyranny has never looked so beautiful. I know, it's just horrible here. It is just, this is my sarcastic voice. Disclaimer, this is my 100% sarcastic voice. What an awful place to live. How terrible to live in a free society, to live in a place where we can speak our minds and respect each other. How absolutely terrible to live in a country that takes care of other countries around the world. And as one of our fundamental values, what we call our American exceptionalism, is to appreciate how bountiful our land is and how blessed we are, and the ability for us to share that. That's what American exceptionalism is. It's not anything you see on television. That's my last little rant I will do today, because I can enjoy all these gardens. I mean, I'm lucky I live here, but I can enjoy gardens, museums, architecture, art, shows, plays, music, history, poetry, and so much of it is free. My taxpayer dollars pay for it, but I'm happy to. This is a salvia. Oh, I think I've had those before in my garden. Oh, so today, the other reason we're in a garden today, almost forgot, is because today's my day to plant my garden. So I'll be heading from here to our great huge garden center, and I want some different colors in my garden. So we'll be checking things out. This lady has lost her mind. Yeah, I've lost my mind a lot. Bread and circus. Oh, well, thank you, dude. Dude, where's my washcloth? Yeah, trillions in debt. I know. I know. We're not perfect. We're far from perfect. We understand that we're not perfect, though. Oh, cheers. Well, nice to see you from the UK, dude. Yeah, I'm getting some inspiration today for my garden. And we're in Washington, D.C. For those who just joined, we are just to the south and west of the United States Capitol. We're in the Bartholdi Fountain Garden, which is part of the U.S. Botanic Garden. And this is that Ragin' Cajun. So that's a real interesting, like a crimson color. This is the, we call it the Mid-Atlantic region. So we do get frost until about 2 weeks ago. So most people are super careful about planting until just now. So these are the weekends. That's some beautiful birdies. American robin. Those are robins, and that's a mourning dove right in front of me. I only know this because my dad's a bird person. My dad loves birds, and he's been trying to teach us a little bit about birds. I don't know what this, oh yes I do. It says Blue Hill Woodland Sage. That's quite beautiful. That one's quite beautiful. Can I show you a salmon? No fish here. Although we are on the amazing Potomac River near the Chesapeake Bay. Oh, here's a robin up here. We're gonna catch this robin very slowly, very gently. Nope, missed him. So this rain garden captures rainwater, slowing it down and allowing it to soak into the ground rather than to run into the sewer system. That's a good thing. I'm in your neck of the woods. Okay, so you're near here. This is Washington, D.C. I live in Maryland. I live in Baltimore. And we're just checking out the fountain garden here near the United States Capitol. Totally free, always open. If you work here, it's a nice retreat. And I was saying before, you know, the combination of all the green space in Washington, D.C., plus the fact that the buildings are not very tall, make Washington, oddly, a very quiet city. Now, those who work here every day might not think so. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're not here to talk politics. We're just in Washington, D.C., a historic city. We're not on either side of the aisle. We're just here to appreciate architecture and history. And today, some beautiful flowers. That's interesting. Okay, I've not seen that one before. Exora, I can't even say that. Maui Flame of the Woods. Okay, we'll call it Maui Flame of the Woods. Beautiful. Yes, oh no, salmon. Okay, now you're talking fighting words here. Fighting words. No. Chesapeake Bay. Mostly Maryland, a little bit of Virginia. I think it's the same crab though, you know, salmon. We can agree on that. Blue crabs though, we can agree are better than all the other kind of crabs. For sure. Oh, well, dude, well, thank you. Alendria, hi. Hey, it's so great to see you again as well. I'm going to turn back here because the sun was super bright over here. Alendria, I'm so glad to see you. I'm sorry, I'm shooting into the sun right now. I'll go back around the other side. But yeah, dude, I stream one day a weekend, early in the morning, and usually one day in the evening. I'll come down here in the evening on a work night. because sometimes I want to avoid the traffic. So I hang out late and do little neighborhood tours. So I'm glad you could join us. Please join anytime. And please check out my other streams too. Not just Washington. We've done Philadelphia. We'll do Boston in the fall. I will be up in Boston this fall. Are you going swimming? Okay, it's cold this morning, but that water looks awfully inviting. A little later in the summer, yeah, I'll definitely want to jump in, but we won't do that because that's not the right thing to do. But I have a little paddle, little wading pool. I don't want to have a cook-off. Oh, salmon. Salmon, salmon, salmon. Yes, Watchdog, your tax dollars paid for this beauty for sure. So yes, thank you. So salmon, like, I mean, my mom, I don't cook, so if you and I had a cook-off, you would win. But my mom makes the world's best crab cakes. She does. And she makes crab dip, which is awesome as well. So I think you'd have some competition with my mom. So then now we have a little veggie garden going in this corner. Got the beans. We got the pole beans. Oh, are there lamps? Yes, there are lamps at the top of that fountain, and they do light up at night. So coming back here at night would be a really great idea. So I'll make sure I do that. But yeah, we have the veggie garden here. So the beans are on the poles. That would be, is this going to be Brussels sprouts? Ooh, don't know. Red beets and parsnips over there. I'm not sure what this is here. Some other kind of beans. Some other kind of beans. More beans. I will, salmon. I will. I need to ask her too, like, you know. And my brother has a boat, so, and he lives right on Middle River, which is like, you know, empties into the bay. I have to ask him when he and my dad are going out. The onions are straight up ignored. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss onions? Oh, there's basil. Okay, that's on my list today. When I go to the garden center, I need all my kitchen herbs. Basil, thyme, sage. Got to get the parsley. I think these are pepper plants here. And then, now salmon, you're not going to argue with me about Maryland tomatoes, are you? Like, seriously. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. Maryland tomatoes and Silver Queen corn. Now, Virginia, you've got the ham. We'll give you that. We'll give you Smithfield. Davyverse, hey! I know I'm doing that today, so I'm getting my inspiration here at the Bartholdi Fountain Gardens, just south of the United States Capitol. I know I'm shooting in the sun right now. I'm sorry. I apologize. You got it all. Yeah, you do. Virginia's great. I do. I spend a lot of time in Virginia as well. I did one of my little small town tours. I did not Leesburg. Sorry, was it Leesburg? Yes, I did historic Leesburg, which was great. Awesome. All right, we're gonna walk around the conservatory and then I'll end the stream in a bit. So we'll go for about 15 more minutes. We'll make it a full hour, why not? The phone's still, there's a robin, there's a robin, there's a robin, there's a robin. A lot of people think that a robin is an oriole, and they're not. They both have an orangey, have some orange, but the orioles are larger and they have more white. Orioles are multicolored, and in the sun, they get a very orangey orange, like a yellowy orange look to them. These are pretty. Okay, I might need to, there's no marker there. Oh, okay. I don't see a marker. That's an allium. I know my alliums, or my allia. Yeah, this is what I want. I want like all the colors, all the colors. For years, I only did purples and whites. I don't know why. And there's a nice view of the Capitol from the garden. Do we have butterfly gardens in the USA? Yes, we do. And so for me, we actually have butterfly bush and catmint. Those are the two that attract a lot of butterflies in my garden. But right here, a few blocks from where I am now, at the the Smithsonian Natural History Museum, is a indoor butterfly garden. And you can go there and learn a ton about butterflies, and you can be covered in butterflies. It's free, another one of those freebies. So do take advantage of that. Here in my area, the monarch butterflies and their close relatives, the viceroy butterflies, are the ones that I see the most often. And there's another view of that brutalist Humphrey building, which is the headquarters for the United States Department of Health and Human Services. And what did I say this one was built in? Hang on. I got it on the papers. Got my papers. This one was built in 1977. So, brutalist. And I never knew this until recently. Brutalist does not refer to this, to the aesthetic, which looks very brutal. Brutalist refers to concrete. So, this is what I'm told. In French, brute refers to a type of concrete, and because these buildings are mostly concrete, hence they are called brutalist. Learn something new every single day. I'm going to go this way. Get another shot back at the conservatory, and that's where we'll end. We'll walk across the street, check out the conservatory. Now there are other gardens here that are temporarily closed, not due to the event today, but they've been closed for a little while, so I'm guessing there's some renovation, and we'll see why in a moment. Sorry, I'm walking fast right now, crossing a main street. But you will find these little side gardens everywhere in Washington, D.C. That's why it's great for walking. Just be careful of runners. Sometimes they're not paying attention. And the scooter people too. We do have scooters here, and they don't always abide the pedestrians. Well, Johnny boy, thank you so much. Oh, well, Tarun, that's wonderful. You're not allowed to do any gardening where you live because I'm currently stuck in temporary housing. Oh, dude, well, hopefully some pot plants, maybe potted plants, I meant to say plants in pots. Sorry, that sounded terrible. Oh, garden looks dead, Davy. Oh, no. You never know. I mean, I never know what I'm doing. And I'm amazed with what lives. I get frustrated by what dies, but I'm amazed sometimes by what does really well in my garden. These are beautiful. So these are, don't know, no sign on these. Is this a yarrow? I know I wrote that down from a few weeks ago. I saw a yellow yarrow and it was so vibrant. Yes, holocron, definitely. Raw, unfinished, untreated, plain. But again, like when you mix it in, like I wouldn't want 10 beautiful Baroque ornamented houses in a row, right? Or buildings in a row. I love to see a mix. I also like, even in the row houses and the townhouses, I like to see a mix of different styles instead of one after the other. I mean, there's another completely different style here. That's the Smithsonian Museum of the Native American. And wow, you know, it has a very Southwest feel to it. It's one of the newer Smithsonian museums, together with the Museum of African American History and Culture, which also has an amazing architectural design. To it. So yeah, it's just great to see a mix here. I have 5 small cactus in little pots on my windowsill for security purposes, and I haven't killed them yet. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. My daughters, they like cactus and other succulents because they're easy. You know, you just need to not overwater them. Just give them a drop of water every so often. Oh, now it's windy. Just a drop of water every so often is good. All right, we're gonna turn the corner here. Check out the conservatory. Possibly get another view up to the Capitol. Avoid all of the construction of the grandstand and the stage for the concert tomorrow night. Okay, I think I know this is juniper, right? I think I know this is juniper. I know these berries. Juniper is where gin comes from. See? Agave is where tequila comes from, and juniper is where gin comes from. You know. Yeah, there's some of the, you can see the stage just in a distance there. It's probably hard to see. I'm trying not to shoot into the sun here. And I'll walk just a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm looking forward to digging in the dirt today and getting my patio furniture out so I can sit out in the back, watch the birds, enjoy the flowers. Yeah, they are doing something in there. In this part of the Botanic Garden, the outdoor part, I see a lot of yellow tape. So they must be refreshing the exhibit there. But this one, you can kind of peek through the fence here. So this outdoor garden is all the local habitat gardens. So you can walk through, you know, your typical mid-Atlantic different gardenscapes. Ooh, that one's really pretty. I'm liking that one. Oh, dude, it is really nice weather. And for those who may be listening, like a podcast, I'm not just calling everyone dude. One of the chatters is dude, where's my washcloth? So I'm just saying dude. The birds. Okay, I'm gonna have to get one of these today. This is gonna have to be on my list because now I've seen it everywhere and I really like it. Davy Versus had 4 solid weeks of 20 to 25 degree sun. Oh, wow. And the weekend I decided to do my garden, it rains. Well, they need the rain. Yeah, we had some really great sunny weather and they got really cold for a few days. I didn't let the kids turn the heat on. We just had to put sweatshirts on. And it's chilly today, but it's beautiful. So again, you can peek through the fence and see some of those gardens that we can't get to today. So there's the bee garden, the pollinator garden, the butterfly garden is in there. But it's being renovated for right now. UK weather is all over the place at the moment. I think it's always all over the place. I love the UK though. Can't wait till my next trip. Don't know when that's gonna be, but can't wait. Now this one, whatever this is, I like this. It's like a palm of some sort. And these guys here. Now, I have come back to this garden in the winter when everything is frozen and dead. And I have to say there's a beauty to that as well. Like frozen flowers and little fruits and berries all frozen. There's something quite beautiful to that. And often there's no one here. There's so much to see in Washington. And I think people do gravitate toward the museums and the shows and sometimes don't take a look at the gardens. Okay, whatever these are, is that a thistle of some sort? I like these too. Beautiful. And so if I wanted to go into the conservatory, this is where I would go. It's not open yet. We'll walk up to the sign and see what time it opens. Some great exhibits there. 10 a.m. Yep. And the gated outdoor gardens are temporarily closed. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll come back when they're open. We'll check it out. It looks posh on the outside. I know it looks posh on the inside too. There's a lot of marble. It's quite beautiful. It's got that Gilded Age feel to it. A lot of the architecture that has been preserved here in and around Washington, D.C. is from the Gilded Age, because that's when Washington was really, I'm getting a glare. That's when Washington was really building up. And then when the Depression happened, thankfully, a lot of the Gilded Age mansions, they were emptied, but that's when the foreign missions started moving in. So the buildings today that are the foreign embassies, they were Gilded Age, many of them were Gilded Age mansions that would have fallen into ruin because of the Depression, and they didn't. So thankfully, they're still here with us, which is great. Yeah. Oh. Is it that, the change in the atmosphere? That impacts people like with ear and sinus problems too, right? And then right now we have the pollen here attacking me and everyone here. But that's okay. It's a small price to pay to have a absolutely beautiful spring. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I didn't expect to go this long, but wow, is it beautiful. And I had so many of you along with me, and I really do appreciate that. I'll just stop here before the sun hits the lens. You'll see the little peak of the Capitol Dome there. You'll see kind of the back of the stage for our National Memorial Day concert on Sunday night, tomorrow night. I want to wish everyone a beautiful weekend, and to those who serve and to those who have sacrificed, thank you. Thank you so much. You're the reason why we have this beautiful city and this beautiful nation that we can all enjoy. Thanks for joining. Ben, Davey, Alendria, all my new friends, Dude, and Holocron, and Watchdog, and Johnny Boy, and Tarun, and Chuckin' and Jivin' TV. Lord, okay. That was a new one too. And Salmon. And Path. And everyone. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Take care.